Catherine Prescott, a former Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or MADD president, once said, "Lowering the legal arrest standard will be a deterrent for light drinkers as well as heavy drinkers. There is no safe blood alcohol level, and for that reason, responsible drinking and driving means no drinking and driving. I believe that the legal BAC level should be at 0. In this speech, I will be explaining how alcohol affects the safety of our roads, alcohol in the bloodstream, consequences of driving under the influence or drinking and driving, and examining a point of view that is common against what I agree with. Now, quickly, BAC stands for blood alcohol content. Blood alcohol content is the percentage of alcohol found in the bloodstream after drinking. Did you know that over 70% of alcohol-related traffic incidents are caused by drivers with a higher BAC? Our age group was found to be in the largest percentage of those levels, blowing over 0.08. In 2016, 10,497 people died in alcohol-impaired driving crashes. This makes up 28% of the traffic-related deaths. If we lower it to 0, drivers, especially our age, or between the ages of 21 and 24, will stay off the roads after being intoxicated. Now that I have discussed a little bit about how the roads aren't safe when there are higher BAC levels present in drivers, I'm going to talk about some legal consequences that come from this. Currently, it is illegal to have anything over 0.08. 0.08 is currently the legal BAC level. If you have a 0 BAC, you won't be breaking the law. The higher the BAC becomes in a driver, the more legal consequences that come from it. That is if you weren't injured or killed already. There are DUI charges and DWI charges. DUI meaning driving under the influence. DWI meaning driving while intoxicated. You can get fines, your license suspended, jail time, and if caught, you could also go to a preventative treatment facility instead of jail. Now, if you're under 21, it's even worse for you. There are higher legal consequences present. And one of the worst things that could possibly happen to you is being on the road uninsured, because your insurance company has the freedom to drop you if you become involved in one of these alcohol-related incidents. Now, one thing that I found actually interesting with the legal implications was ignition interlocks. Now, an ignition interlock is basically a breathalyzer for your car. You have to blow into it every single time you want to drive. Whether you want to go around the corner or for a long distance, you have to blow into it. Now, this is present in cars of people with first-time offenses of DUI and DWI. The catch with an ignition interlock is it is connected to your ignition, and you have to be able to blow less than 0.02, which is way under the legal limit. So lowering the legal limit to 0 wouldn't be that far off, and it would be safer for you. If we lower the legal limit to 0, then nobody will be enticed to drink and drive. And if nobody is enticed, they have the freedom to use their car how they want to, as opposed to being inhibited by something like this. Now that I've discussed some legal implications, I thought that I should go over something that I found actually interesting. A counter-argument for the lowering of the BAC. Now, one counter-argument is that BAC isn't the problem. It's repeat offenders. And the problem with that is, well, not necessarily the problem with that, but what they believe, not they, but the people that believe that BAC isn't the problem, is that it incriminates their patrons and it incriminates just having a drink with dinner. And to that I say there are more benefits that outweigh this problem. Lowering the BAC to 0 can save up to 1790 lives a year. It may not seem like much, but that is a lot if you keep doing that every single year. The National Transportation Safety Board in 2013 conducted a study about doubling the BAC. Originally it was at 0.04, and they found by doubling it to 0.08, more crash-induced risk occurred. If we lower it to 0, we can prevent all these issues. The lower a BAC is, the less people want to drink and drive, because anything above a 0 would be a deterrent, and it would keep you off the roads. Lowering it, according to a study by Fell and Scher, improves the amount of non-fatal alcohol crashes present on the road. So, in conclusion, I believe that it should be lowered to 0, the BAC. Lowering it would reduce all physical dangers, such as vehicle fatalities. This could also reduce legal actions and consequences taken against one if it is lowered. So if you don't pass 0, you'll be safe. If you want to pass 0 and face these problems, you're not going to be successful. And I wanted to leave you with this quote. Now, it is from Carolyn Nunley, who was also a former MAD president. She says, "We do not want to overlook the casual drinker. If you choose to drink, you should never drive. We will not tolerate drinking and driving. Period." I agree with this statement, and thank you.